everyone, it's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today is Saturday, it's October the 8th. So welcome to the weekend. I've got my nice cup of tea here this morning with me. I've chosen something really simple and traditional. I've got English breakfast tea, no milk. I used to drink my tea with milk forever, and just in the last 10 years I decided to stop, and I actually like the taste of tea without milk now. So I don't know how you like your tea, but yeah, grab a cup of tea or coffee and let's sit down, go through what's going on in the world. I wanted to mention before we start that I've got a very special gift for today. So stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it a bit later. So let's go through the news of the day. And weekends tend to be pretty busy, so let's see what's going to happen this weekend. First of all, though, in Norway, this is the season for Nobel Prizes, and the Nobel Peace Prize was given yesterday to the Colombian president Juan Manuel Santos. Now, he was given the Nobel Peace Prize because of the efforts he's made to try to solidify a peace contract with the FARC rebels. We've talked about this quite a bit. And he was given the Peace Prize despite the fact that the citizens of Colombia actually voted against that particular plan. And the Norwegian Nobel Committee reminded people as they were announcing this award that he did involve all the players in the conversation, the FARC rebels, the citizens, and that they didn't vote, for this particular plan, but they didn't vote against peace. Everybody in Colombia wants peace. So they recognized his efforts, and he was given the Nobel Peace Prize for this year. Now, he was up against a lot of competition. There were over 360 people who were nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And there were a couple that I wanted to mention because they were people's favorites, and also they just deserve recognition. The first was for the people of Greece, for the island of Lesbos, who have done so much to help with the migrant influx in Greece. So they were actually nominated as a group. The other group that was nominated that we've been following for months now is what's the group called the White Helmets in Syria. This is a group of about 3,000 people. They're just normal guys, firemen, bakers, teachers, who decided to get together and help the citizens who are being impacted by all the bombing in Syria. They're called the White Helmets. They wear white helmets and they just get in there and just do what they can to help. They have apparently rescued over 60,000 people. I say rescued, I mean they've taken care of them. They've got them to safety, they've got them medical help. So the White Helmets were a group that a lot of people wanted to be recognized, and I think they're fantastic. Really good work. Now, I wanted just to bring you up to speed on Hurricane Matthew. Now, he has devastated Haiti and has moved through Cuba, Bahamas, and then just missed the coastline of Florida, but it moved up along the edge of the coast and really hits with intense rain and flooding, and it's now pushing up towards Georgia, and then South Carolina and North Carolina. Still a lot of steam in this hurricane and a lot of damage that can be done. The last check was that it was just around moving up towards Charleston and Savannah in Georgia. Beautiful places and very highly populated. People have, been getting out of the way, but it's still going to cause a lot of flooding and torrential rain. Still a Category 2 hurricane. So that's really important. And by the way, I wanted to mention that there's some news from the election campaign going on in the United States today, and I'm not going to report it. I think that you've got plenty of sources to get your information on the election. I just feel that it's just too changeable and there's just too many sides to every story. So I hope you don't mind that I don't cover the election. In Syria, there's actually something happening in the UN this weekend. France was trying to really pull to the forefront of the UN's attention the issue in Aleppo and all the bombing and engagement of Russia with the Syrian government. So they've introduced a resolution, and they're asking the Security Council of 15 countries to vote on it. And it's basically to implement a ceasefire in Aleppo. Now, Russia has already said that they will veto. They have veto power, and they will veto this referendum or this resolution. And they've got their own version that they'd like people to vote on, which is if the rebels who are affiliated with the Al Qaeda group that are in Aleppo, apparently, this is according to Russia, that if they would leave Aleppo, Russia and Syria would cease bombing. This is where it gets complicated, because it's really down to this definition of who's a terrorist in Syria that's causing so much of challenge. So that's happening in the UN this weekend. We'll see how those two resolutions are dealt with. Just to mention quickly, there's been a really important election in Morocco this weekend, and there's really three main parties in Morocco, but the two key ones are I have to get these names right, it's the PJD, which is an Islamic party, and the PAM, which is a party closest to the monarchy, and they have very different views of the world. And it looks like from the announcements this morning that the PKG has done well and is probably going to win. That's the Islamic-based party. So Morocco is one of those countries, affected by the pressures between these two types of groups, and they've made a decision. Hopefully, we'll be able to report more on the exact results later on tomorrow. Okay, so that's the news of the world in a nutshell. I know there's so much going on all over the world, and if you've got a story you'd like to share or you think is important for us to cover, please let me know. I just choose a few every day that seem to represent what's going on in the bigger world, and I appreciate your feedback. So yes, and if you haven't signed up already, go up to 60andme.com/mornings, and then you'll get the news first. So I appreciate your support, and just thanks for being here. I know I say it every day, and I mean it every day. I just really do appreciate you just being here and leaving your thoughts and comments below in the section below. And anytime you feel inclined, just leave a note about anything on your mind. This is your time, and I really appreciate you being here. So let's go on to something that really is about you. Now, we started yesterday talking about an article from Huffington Post about the things that every woman over 50 or 60 should have or know in their life. And I read some yesterday, got a great response. Thank you, everybody. And I want to continue. I think there's another 10 that I'd like to share with you. And ask yourself, do you have these things, or do you know these things in your life? Are they kind of incorporated into who you are as a woman in your 60s? So here's 10 more for you from this article. First, do you have, number 1, the grace to accept a compliment? Recognition of your strengths. Do you have a handle on your emotional buttons? Do you understand that money is not happiness, power, or security? Do you have a love of lifelong learning? Do you have the ability to laugh at yourself? And do you have your own bank account? Do you have a reconciliation with your mother, whether she's alive or deceased? And do you know that you are perfect, just the way you are? I just every time I read these lists, I start to associate them with my own life, my own behavior, and this is the journey, isn't it? To get to this point where some of these things are just more part of our life, we're more accepting of ourselves. So that's our stories from the Huffington Post, but I've got another one just quickly to share with you by one of our amazing bloggers. Her name's Stephanie Rafalok. Stephanie is a great blogger. She writes about lifestyle issues to do with women our age, and she wrote something that really resonated with me, given the changing weather and seasons, and that is the rituals of autumn. Now, we've talked about this a bit before. I love autumn. It's just a season that brings out all the depth of emotion and connection to family, connection to the place you live. Maybe it's just that kind of feeling of winter's on the way. There are celebrations coming, holidays that just make you think about what's important in your life. So she writes a story called Autumn Rituals. things that, for Stephanie and for me, really bring the season to life. And I wonder if you do these things. And if you do, like, what's your style? What's your style for autumn? How do you make it precious and special? So yeah, it's a time of change for sure, and we're wearing warmer clothes. I went out for a walk last night down by the lake, and it was quite dark, and I wore my coat, my little furry coat collar, and I had my gloves on for the first time, and I thought, wow, this is a turning point. I had gloves on my hands, so it was definitely autumn. Anyway, so here's what the 5 things that Stephanie says you can do to celebrate autumn. First is to decorate your front porch. If you've got a front porch, and if you don't, a window, anything where you can put things. So have you got like little pumpkins that you can decorate? Maybe the grandchildren can help you. Do you have some beautiful autumn plants? Those kind of deep berries, so many beautiful colors now. Or just leaves, a big bowl of leaves or twigs from outside. And make a wreath. Put it on your window or on your door. One thing I love about Switzerland is this time of the year, people start to put wreaths on their doors, and they stay through the whole season, through Christmas. And they're really cool. They put ribbons and seashells and really unusual little hearts, silver and gold ornaments, really pretty. And I'll take some pictures. Maybe I'll put them on the site, but I just go door to door taking pictures of them. They're just so pretty. But you could do that, make a wreath. The next thing is writing to welcome the season. Now, Stephanie, of course, is a writer. She's a blogger, but she uses this time to go deep, to write things that are important. But maybe if you don't write with words, you could do a scrapbook. Just go outside and pick up little collage of leaves and little oak seeds and chestnuts. Lots of things you could make into a beautiful collage. But do something that's expressive of how you feel. This is the time of the year to do that. Now, bringing the indoors in is another one that she recommends. Now, this is a good one. It relates back to the leaves and gathering of nature, but it's just bringing that really beautiful, cool, crisp, clear air into your home. Pick things up as you walk along the street, and then just put them in a little bowl and think about the changing seasons. Now, another thing is making apple butter. Now, I don't know about you, but I love apples, and every season has its own apple wherever you live in the world. So you can take advantage now of the different apples that are out there, that you can purchase at the markets, and make all kinds of lovely recipes. Now, Stephanie has a recipe for apple butter that she put in her article, and we'll give you the link to it so you can decide whether you'd like to make it. And I love apple butter. I love any kind of alternative to real butter or with it even. But apple butter, it smells so good as well when you're cooking it, the odor. You have to stew it for a few hours and fills up your house with beautiful scent. I think that was only 4. 2, 3, anyway, things to do to bring autumn into your home and into your life. Check out that apple butter recipe though. It really is kind of cool and easy. For me, that's good. Now, just to close on food, since this seems like to be the theme of today is National Pierogi Day. Now, anyone who's got Polish heritage or knows the Polish cuisine knows that pierogi is it's just the equivalent of Polish cooking. Pierogi really is just mashed potatoes surrounded with dough, which sounds just great to me. But they fill these pierogis with all kinds of wonderful things, salmon and mushrooms. And there's even, I think, a sweet version of pierogi that you can make. But anyway, today is National Pierogi Day. So if you're making a pierogi, let us know and what you've put inside the dough. And just enjoy it. Enjoy the little extra calories today. You need it for this cold weather. That's my excuse. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So that's something for you to consider doing this weekend. Maybe make a nice hearty meal or some pierogi. Okay, so let me now tell you about our gift for today. Now, you probably know, because we've talked about it a few times, that 60andMe produces a yoga video series, and we also produce a DVD. And the DVD has got 2 DVDs, and it's got actually, it's really, really a wonderful series. Now, I'm not just saying that because it's something that we produced, but we did put it together with the thoughts about an older body in mind. Someone that's just starting with yoga, gentle yoga for the, for older women. And our teacher is a lady called Kat Kabira. Kat is awesome. I'm serious. She's really, really wonderful, patient, articulate, and just very kind and empathetic to someone who's starting yoga for the first time. So there's basically, as I said, 2 DVDs, and they go through different points of focus. So there's a session for joints, for back issues, neck and shoulders, lower back. There's a balance section, and also at the end a flow, which kind of leads you through all the different steps. So this is a really, really great yoga series, and I'd love to give one set to one of our beautiful women in the community here. So if you're interested in being considered, I'm going to choose one just randomly. No competition, just a prize, a gift for you. And just in the section below, you can write a little note about anything you like. And I'll choose someone randomly to receive this little gift. I hope you enjoy it. So that's the Mornings with 60 and Me for today, Saturday. Have a wonderful day. Do something fun. Get out there in the world. Pick a few leaves. Enjoy autumn. Just explore your inner child. Have a great day. And I have a question for you to answer or to respond to. And that is, do you have an autumn ritual that you celebrate this time of the year? I'd love to know what you do to bring this season to life. Maybe it's one of the things that Stephanie mentioned. Maybe it's something that you have in your family, an autumn ritual that you celebrate with your family or your friends. Perhaps it's a trip you take somewhere. But I'd just like to know, do you have an autumn ritual that celebrates this season? So leave your comments below. I'll join the conversation with you. We'll have some fun. Have a wonderful day and take good care, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60 and Me. Bye-bye for now.